Good morning, everyone. We're back here in the ASSA ABLOY booth at Greenbuild in Boston, and we have a special guest with us this morning. We're talking with Janna Wandzllak from Delos, and she's going to share with us some insights of a recent well project. So Janna, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk a little bit about Delos and your new headquarters in New York.
Sure, yeah. So Delos as an organization is really transforming the indoor environment, really focusing a lot on the people that are in that space. So the green building movement has done great things in thinking about how buildings work, but we're really thinking about the people that spend so much time inside of them. So when building our headquarters, being what we do, we really put a lot of thought into the project goals and what we were trying to do in this space and also showcase in this space. So we actually weren't just thinking about well certification, although we do have a slight bias toward well, but we also were pursuing and are still pursuing LEED V4 Platinum, hopefully, and also Living Building Challenge Petal certification. So both environmental sustainability and also health and human sustainability goals.
We do see that trifecta a lot more lately, which is impressive and relevant in this age of progressive building. So let's talk a little bit about, you and I worked very closely in the process, and if you could just share with us a little bit about how ASSA ABLOY products and solutions were helpful or kind of played a key role or factored into the whole process together.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we initially met back in the day when I was a sustainability consultant and working on a lot of Living Building Challenge projects. And so I'm very familiar with the Declare database, and we use that a lot throughout the project. We really had all of these stringent material goals, as materials are where all three certifications really overlap. And so I had known about you guys having those Declare labels, and Declare labels have so much information in them that it was one of the databases that we referenced to try to find products for the project. So many times we were able to point our subcontractors and our contractor to some of these databases, such as Declare or Mindful Materials, the UL Spot database, as a resource if they couldn't find something that they thought would work. And we had a pretty comprehensive specification package trying to get them to use exactly what we wanted. But as we all know, construction can be an interesting process,
Ever-changing.
Things can change, exactly. And even though we did really try to educate the subcontractors, there is always that chance that different products are coming to the site. And so educating the contractor and subcontractor and giving them those resources is so important. Just a fun story, I know I've told you this, but our contractor basically started to love ASSA ABLOY because they just thought that you guys were able to give us so much information quickly. And with construction timelines that move so fast, they would oftentimes need to switch something out or find a red list chemical and need to find an alternative strategy. And they knew that we could get the information from Amy very quickly. It kind of became our joke. We were looking for an alternate couch at one point, and our contractor was like, well, let's just call up Amy. Let's see if she has some information about that. We're like, no, different manufacturer. But yeah, so lots of working closely together with all the manufacturers on the project.
Streamlining the process
to get
which is helpful for us to learn as a manufacturer as well, what's important for you guys too. So yeah, that was great. And I would say beyond the couches that you were looking for, what types of elements of sustainable solutions? We're standing in front of them, one right here, which is the hollow metal door, but we also looked at hardware and a few other elements as well for the entire door opening.
Yeah, definitely. So in addition to energy and water efficiency and indoor air quality monitoring, materials were really such a huge part of both our environmental and human sustainability goals. And so there were a lot of factors, including also cost and design, that came into the conversation. But really being able to get the information we needed about every product, from VOC emissions to red list chemicals to all the different certifications, and understanding the puzzle that is all of these three certifications working together. We weren't actually sure it was possible when we started out, just because all of these are different frameworks with different calculations, but being able to really get that information and then also be transparent with that information. More coming soon on that, but that was really a big, both environmental and human health goal of the project.
Absolutely, yeah. Those have more and more become the pillars of what we base it off of. So Janna, thank you very much. We look forward to continuing this partnership, and thanks everyone for tuning in.